Welcome to the presentation of the MathCure product. The MathCure program comes in a 3-ring binder, and the front cover has the table of contents for all 31 tabs that are in the 3-ring binder. 31 tabs. So when you're looking for something, this tells you where to find it. I want to say a few words about what you get free first. For no charge, you get the video for each of the 18 lessons. Those are already on YouTube at I Got It MathCure lesson number 1 through 17. There are 18 lessons. We combined 2 of them. That's why there are 17 videos. We combined ratio and proportion. So that's one thing you get free, the videos. Another thing you get free is the student notes. And to find the student notes when your program arrives, you look at this, and here it says Student Notes, tab number 24. So you go to tab 24 right here, and right at the beginning you will copy these 11 pages for every student. These are printed on both sides, so you go to the copying machine, do the double-sided copy, and put a staple right up here in the top left-hand corner. And these are the student notes for the entire program, and they match the videos. So the video will provide examples for the student to write right in here for every lesson, 1 through 18. And then the teacher's notes, which you can also have free if you request them. Just send me an email. And the teacher's notes already have written in the examples, the same exact examples that I used while teaching the lessons in the video. So as the teacher, you have all these things in case a student missed them. I did have a deaf student who told her mother this was, when she worked this program, this was the first time she ever understood math. And when you use the videos on YouTube, all you have to do is click CC and the captions show. So a deaf student can also watch it at home if he or she has internet as many times as the student wants to, in addition to you showing it on the projector on the big screen in the classroom. So all that is free. The student notes and the teacher's notes and the videos. Now, what you get when you buy the program is the packets and more. The packets are important because the packets are where the actual mastery takes place. So here's packet number 1 with the problems and a place to write the answers. And on the back is the same thing all worked out, the solution key and the answers. So this works as the silent tutor for the student. And the students understand that each student has to make their own brain do the work. Because if they simply copy the answers, the punishment is automatic. They don't learn anything. So they have to go through the thought process, struggle if necessary, do the hard work, but when they get stuck, they can turn over to the back of the page and see how to do it. That's true all the way through, all 18 lessons. It is the silent tutor. By the way, if you have access to real tutors like literacy volunteer tutors, those are the miracle workers of the 21st century. And if a student is fortunate enough to be able to go to a tutor, you'll see level gains and a bond that develops between the student and the tutor, and learning takes place. The tutor can also have the packet, of course, with the solution key. And some tutors and teachers don't feel as comfortable teaching math as they do teaching language arts. So this solves that problem too, because the teacher can watch in the classroom the video on the screen along with the students as many times as it takes for that teacher to feel comfortable to stand and deliver. And then you have a choice. It's easier to show the video, but you can also stand and teach it yourself. So after the 18 packets, and when a packet has been worked, it still has value for review. Prior to taking the official high school equivalency test, whichever one of the three you may use, the student can take those old packets and copy down some problems and have the solution key there. Probably the weakest point of most math programs is the lack of review, especially if one teacher is teaching one thing, another teacher is teaching another thing. Perhaps no one feels obligated to review. And what I've noticed is if they don't review, it's gone in about 3 weeks. So we need a constant review. It's like having a tiger by the tail if they want to get their high school equivalency diploma. They can't stop. If they drop out and they come back later, they're starting all over again. They need to stick with it. Those who have perfect attendance are the ones who learn the most. And I've had 2 types of classes recently. I just retired last month. And now I want to make this available for a lot of students and a lot of teachers and tutors. In the morning, I had a low-level math class, TABE or gain levels 1, 2, or 3. And in that class, I made a packet of nearly every lesson for every student, and each student worked the entire packet, and the learning did take place. And when it came time for post-test, the level gains were magnificent. One student who came in with a 3 went up to a 5 and was only 5 points from a 6. So he was a happy young man. And the semester before that, one student who came in with a 3 not only went up to a 5, but also qualified on the practice test to take the official test, and she did graduate. That's the low-level class. If someone came in with a 1, we were delighted if they simply came up to a 2 and then went through it again. Those who get it move up, get a promotion. Those who don't get it come back, and we go through it again. And then they get it, perhaps. Excellent attendance means excellent level gains. Nearly everyone who didn't get a level gain had a lot of absences. Then in the night class, that was a different story. That was all subjects, all levels. So in the night class, here's how I did it. There was a time when I used to put at the bottom of the test, and there, right after you finish the 18 lessons, then tab 19 summative assessments, a test with solution key on the back for each lesson, 1 through 18. So when they take the test, you find out if they got it. And then tab 20 is review tests with solution keys for 1 through 4, 5 through 7, 8 through 10, 11 through 15, and 16 through 18. I had time to grade a lot every day because I was also proctoring tests. So grading is what I did while I was proctoring those practice tests and gain tests. So if you don't have that kind of time, it would be much better for the students to grade their own tests for the practice tests for each lesson. And they learn by grading it themselves. And they can keep it, and the solution key is on the back. So when it's a test that you want to grade, I used to just line them up with the solution keys, with rather the answer key, the answer column showing, because some of these classes are pretty big, just showing the answer columns and not the work. And most students get most of them right every time anyway. And I could go zoom, zoom, zoom like that, checking them. And when I came to a wrong answer, I could look and see what that student did wrong, write them a note. If it's a student who's missing them all, I'm not going to do that with every problem. But when it's someone who's missing something consistently, like putting the decimal point in the wrong place or something else, I'll write them a note about what they're doing wrong, and they can learn from that. I used to put at the bottom of each test a box where they could check, I think I got it, or they could check, help, I need the packet. That was for the night class. And I couldn't understand for the longest time why so many students who got everything right, perfect score, would check the box that said, help, I need the packet. And then one of them let the cat out of the bag one night when she said, I need this packet for my son. And we can't afford to also send packets home for their children. And if you, what I did was take off those boxes, and then I started stapling the packet to the test that I had graded when I returned it, where I saw they didn't get it yet. They need the packet in order to get it. But in the night class, with all levels, instead of just 1, 2, 3, most people didn't need the packet. And then later on, they could request a packet for something we had been through if they were having trouble with that, or if they had forgotten how to do it. Students love the packets, and they know they are learning as they work in the packet. So the other things that are included in the program, after the testing program, is times tables to be used even during tests until they're memorized. Tab 22, the times tables tests. I would give them weekly. And 23, flashcards for 2 through 9. They don't need 11, that's a 1 and a 1. They don't need a 12. The 12s, that's a 1 and a 2. And then the students' notes at tab 24, teachers' notes 25. Tab 26, permission to copy but not to trade or sell. I don't want to be competing with my own product. Tab 27, teachers' tips 28. The routine for a new lesson.